Hi, I'm Meg Grenate, and you're watching the Downtown Living Show. Today's show will feature Central Lunch, the Paramount Theatre, and Sallie's Bridal and Formal Wear. With Carlos. He's the owner of Central Lunch, located at 103 North Center Street. Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome. You
have been a staple in downtown Goldsboro for a long time.
That's right.
Can you tell me about how long Central Lunch has been here?
The Central Lunch is a restaurant that they have for 1907.
Wow,
you know, they opened the doors in 1907.
That's a long time. Yeah. Now tell me a little bit about your menu.
The menu we have is a Southern style. It's a traditional Southern style, with improved with some new dishes, American dishes.
Okay, all right. And how long have you owned the restaurant?
The restaurant in this location, I own 6 months right now.
6 months.
6 months.
Well, your staff is always so wonderful when I come in.
Thank you.
And your prices are spot on. I mean, affordable for everybody.
That's the main thing we have, the main idea, you know, that people can afford our price.
Right. And tell me a little bit about your history as a chef.
The history, I have 18 years experience as a chef. I lived 16 years in Maryland. I started my first restaurant in Maryland. It's a traditional Peruvian rotisserie chicken. I put in Virginia, in London County, in Leesburg. This is my first restaurant. It's 12 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. My second restaurant is a steakhouse. It's a concession to Best Western Hotel, BW Airport. This is a big restaurant. This is I make it with the partners. This is 5 years ago.
Okay.
Exactly 6 years ago. This is main restaurant. It's a big restaurant. But in my experience on food, I working for different private clubs. I'm working for a 4-string golf course in Maryland as a private club golf course. I'm working for a different restaurant as a sous chef in Maryland. Okay. I'm working for a gourmet restaurant in Washington, D.C. You know.
So you've got quite a history.
Yes, I went to New York to school, to cooking school for a few courses at Gordon Blue.
Okay, Gordon Blue.
Yeah, I have experience in any kind of food, no problem. All the kind of food I can handle.
Okay, wonderful. Now tell me, I know that you are wonderful to work with as far as catering goes.
That's
because
right.
You love to tailor menus for people's needs and their specific tastes. How does someone go about getting in touch with you if they're interested in having you cater their event?
I have a lot of experience on catering because I have Central Lunch. My other restaurant is Los Fogones, and main interest before entering to the main gate of the base. I catering a lot to the base. Okay. You know, I catering for a large people, and I make a different kind of party, family reunions, wedding parties, birthday parties. I can make any kind of food.
Okay, and if someone says to you, you know, I really like this food that you make at Los Fogones, but I also love this that you make at Central Lunch.
That's right.
You can tailor it for their needs, right?
Yes, whatever they need, I can do that, no problem. In according the people they need, in according they can afford, I can make special menus. Okay,
wonderful. Well,
that is very important. I'm sorry, interruption. That's very important to you because the main idea is the chef working with you. You know, it's not my catering is like a chef working with you. Whatever you like, we can make it. It's different to another kind of restaurant because they have straight menus. You know, this is the menu we have. This is the prices. For me, no, I can make the menu wherever you like it.
That's wonderful. That's huge, especially if you have people who have specific food needs or, you know, they're allergic to a certain something. You know, that's huge.
Thank you.
Well, you're going to show us how to cook something in a moment.
Yes.
So stay tuned, and we will be right back with Carlos, and he'll show us how to cook a little dish. All right, we are here in the kitchen at Central Lunch, and I've got Carlos, and I've got Miss Dot, who has been a staple at Central Lunch for a long time. She's responsible for the delicious biscuits, am I right?
That's right, from 1982.
Okay. And today she's cooking your traditional steak burger, correct?
That's correct. We have a traditional steak burger. We use the ground beef 81-19, 81% beef, 19% fat. This is the main juice. We're gonna put the grilled onions. She's making right now.
And everything, you patty the burgers here yourself?
Yes, we make the patty here. We make everything here. It's not frozen. It's a fresh product we use here. Okay. This is the main idea we have.
Now, when someone orders a burger like this and they want toppings on their burger, you cut everything fresh too, like the onions that you put on.
The onions is fresh. The mashed potatoes we make here, we use Yukon Gold potatoes. We call Yukon Gold mashed potatoes. Okay. We make it with butter, with the cream. We make everything fresh here.
So no powdered potatoes here?
No.
You're going to get the real thing?
The real thing.
Okay.
Like a homemade.
Now, would you say it's one of the most popular things on your menu?
Yes, we have a huge demand. The people love it, that one.
Okay.
Miss Dash is the expert on that one. First, ladies.
Okay, we're going to take a sample of this.
Let's take a sample.
I've eaten here many times, but I've not had this yet.
Okay.
So let's take a little taste here. Now, do you recommend getting some mashed potatoes with the beef?
Yes, that's right.
So make a mess of myself. That is so good. And those potatoes are so creamy.
That's supposed to smell like that.
Delicious. If you're looking for food that will stick to your ribs at a good price, come to Central Lunch.
That's right.
Tell people how they can get a hold of you by telephone.
The telephone is a 919-736-3344. You can call us. We have a catering. We have take-it-out menu. And if you have a party, call us. We're going to take care to you, 100% sure.
And what are your business hours?
Business hours, we open 7 o'clock Monday to Friday. We serve breakfast until 10:30. After that, we serve lunch until 2:30 p.m. Saturday, we open 8 to 12 noon. We serve just breakfast.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
And we're so happy that you're downtown. You serve wonderful food, and we look forward to what you have for years to come.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My pleasure to take care of you today. Thank you.
I'm here at the Paramount Theatre with Sherry Archibald, Paramount Theatre Director. How are you?
I'm doing well, Meg. Thank you.
Good. Well, we are getting into a busy event season, not only at the Paramount Theatre, but for people who have their own personal events. Will you tell me a little bit about this space and what it means to downtown?
Sure. Well, I think it's pretty evident when you see some of the folks come in here, the history that has been here. Even though this building is only 5 years old, there's a lot of history of the footprint of the space, all of the events that have taken place, way back even into the 40s and 50s of folks coming here to see movies. Since the fire, obviously, back in 2005 and the rebuilding in 2008, I hope and I think that it's become even more significant, particularly to our generation now and our families that live around us today. It's important because it is a place to come together. It's a place for fellowship. It's a place to be entertained. And it's a place just to kind of have history, create history, and remember some of our history.
A lot of people don't realize that the Paramount Theatre is not only home to great performing arts events, but it is also a space that people can kind of utilize for their own personal events. Can you tell me some of the things you've hosted here that aren't necessarily open to the public?
Sure, and I don't think that we really recognized or realized how much the facility could be used for other things. We've had birthday parties here in the last 5 years. We've had weddings, beautiful weddings. The lighting, sound, the setting, it just really makes for a unique place to be for a wedding. We've had wedding receptions. We've had family reunions, sometimes just gatherings for, like I said, a fellowship right here in the lobby.
Really?
So there's lots of ways to utilize it. Of course, movie showing. We've definitely done that, and it's really taken off as well.
Okay. The theater seems like a wonderful place for an event like that, because when you think of weddings and events that are so significant in someone's life, oftentimes there's pictures and other things that go on. tell me about the features that surround the theater that are good for, you know, other people's needs for those special days.
Sure. Well, the front facade is just beautiful, and we have some great pictures on our website of weddings that have taken place here, and I love those wedding pictures. Photographers have they have a heyday with that, with confetti, you know, up in the air and the backdrop of the Paramount. The lighting is so unique and so different that you don't normally have that necessarily at a church or at another location. There's so many things that we can do. There are different types of things like we have gobos, which are basically tin. They're very thin and they're tin, and we're able to put them in our lighting and reflect that on the back of the stage. But it can create all kinds of scenes, from a moon to a streetscape to a castle to leaves, stars, all kinds of things.
Wow, that's really cool.
So, I mean, you can have your own made, maybe with your name on it, and have that up there during the wedding or after the wedding, and it's fairly inexpensive. So there's just a lot of different things, and of course, where we are, there's such beautiful history and architecture here that I think that makes a great backdrop for photos too.
Okay, so if someone's interested in hosting an event here, how do they go about doing that?
Well, I would encourage them first to look at our website at goldsboroparamount.com, because we have a lot of great pictures on there that show what the facility looks like and what type of amenities we have here. And then just give us a call at 583-8432. We can answer any questions and line up a tour of the facility and answer, you know, what other questions they might have.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for talking with us, and we look so forward to the great events you've got going on this year. You're very busy. And yeah, come down to the Paramount Theater. If you've got a special event and you're looking for a unique location, this is the place to be. Thank you. I'm here with Sallie Hodgen of Sallie's Bridal and Formal Wear at 215 West Walnut Street. Thank you so much for being with us today. I wanted to showcase your store because you have such an amazing variety of dresses in here and such a huge selection that I think anybody who's got a formal event coming up or a wedding, or they just want to come in and take a peek at what you've got for a special event, they really need to stop down here. Can you tell me a little bit about how long you've been in Goldsboro?
Thank you so very much, and I'm proud to say that I've been in downtown Goldsboro for 55 years.
Holy smokes.
And I have this story because it started small and then it ended up enlarged too.
Okay.
And the first store that I had was at 116 West Walnut Street, and that was a hat shop, and we named it the Bonnet Shop.
Okay.
And it went over very big. It was a suggestion of my husband's mother to get me into business, since she had a business back in the 1920s. And then I noticed that there was a building that was for rent at 219 West Walnut Street in 1962 that had given us 4 years. And of course the hats had changed a lot then. But I did buy a store full of hats, and I had everybody wearing hats then.
Well, good.
At churches and different occasions. That was before the bouffant hairdos. So I went to the market in Charlotte when we had the hat shop, and I came back home, and my husband says, what did you see or what did you buy? I said, I bought 45 prom dresses.
And that's when it started.
That's when it started. Then the weddings come, and with the idea with the weddings, I talked to the brides, and they did not have anybody that would direct the weddings or help them with anything pertaining to a wedding, and that was my expertise then too. That if they purchased a wedding gown and bridesmaids dresses, I'd direct the wedding.
Okay.
And I got to know people in just about all the churches in Goldsboro, and their pastors and things like that. And that was, it kept me very busy. to the point that I had 3 weddings at one weekend, and that was my daughter's birthday. And I think my daughter and husband got together and said, listen, you're going to have to stop directing weddings. 1969, we had the opportunity to buy the store here at 215 West Walnut Street. And we purchased the store, and we put everything in here. We had wedding gowns, prom dresses, special occasions, and party dresses, and accessories, veils, garters, anything you could think according to wedding invitations, we had it here in the store.
One-stop shop.
Exactly. And
tell me the type of service you provide. If someone comes in here and they want to find a dress, let's say it's a wedding dress, what can they expect when they come into your shop?
What they can expect to come in here, we have a large collection of wedding gowns, and we try to keep wedding gowns in stock. And that was the whole idea that I started my shop, that I would have dresses that I could sell out of the shop.
Okay.
Anytime they came in and found one that they loved.
Now, if someone comes in here and they look through your books, because I see you have tons of books with gowns in them, and they see a dress that they like, are you able to order a particular style for them?
We can. In other words, we do business with different manufacturers, and those manufacturers require us to purchase a certain amount of merchandise from them for springtime and for the fall and winter months. And if we do not purchase anything from them, then it's a little bit different in ordering anything and everything. But we do have to spend a lot of money for inventory to be able to do that, but it's important to our business because that's what we're known for.
And you have such cute prom dresses. It's been a while since I've gone to the prom, but I mean, some of your styles are absolutely adorable. And you've got every color under the sun. Tell me, for the girls who come in to get prom dresses, you have a wealth of resources here as far as alterations and stuff go. Can you recommend somebody to these girls?
We do. We do have alterationists that has their own shops now, which we didn't have them when I first started the business. And they do very good work too. They're very talented. And if they have a problem, they'll get me to help them out with it. So with these little prom dresses that's so cute here, I'd have to say that came about with my granddaughters. I have 3 granddaughters. So it came about, these dresses that we have in this grouping, my granddaughters went with me to Atlanta, Georgia, to the prom.
To pick out the gowns?
That's right. So that was the prom time that we went. And of course they just thought, boy, that was just it.
Well, they did a fabulous job. You picked out some great dresses.
They did. They're just proud of themselves.
Now tell me, if someone wants to come in and get a hold of you, what's your number here?
My number here is 919-735-5522.
Okay.
And I always give them my cell phone number because I had the cell phone with me normally 90% of the time. And to get me personally, it's better to call. My cell phone is 919-580-6150.
Okay.
And I do help them. They'll make an appointment. In other words, if it's a different hour than our store hours are, I make an appointment and I come in and help them personally myself.
Okay. And you've got a Facebook page too, where they can hop on and find your information, which is wonderful. And I know you've got some plans in the future that you're trying to start your vintage collection upstairs. Will you tell me just a little bit about that before we go? Oh,
yes. They had been on my mind because I do have vintage merchandise on eBay. And I thought, and we started having people coming in from that to the store because of our vintage dresses. And all of a sudden I thought, well, I have this whole 6,000 square feet place in this building that I can just start a vintage wedding collection with that on the second floor. And what is so good about it, that I can provide the same price list with the ones here in the store with a 80% discount, which equals 20% of what the dress is priced with.
Sure.
And it's such a big savings and such a good amount that we have, and we have them from size 4s and 5s up to size 22s in the vintage area too. Exactly. And we have all sorts of things, colors and.
All right. Well, I appreciate you talking with us, and like I said, I'm so impressed by your selection and the variety of styles that you have, and we thank you for being a staple in downtown Goldsboro. Thank you for watching the Downtown Living Show. For more information about Downtown Goldsboro or Downtown Goldsboro events, please visit www.dgdc.org or visit us on Facebook under Downtown Goldsboro.